man, as you all can see by the title, you are not bored, you are distracted from your potential. Must watch. Why gang, make sure you stick to the end. Really appreciate everyone who took their time to watch my videos. It really means a lot to me. Much love, this game. Appreciate the love and support. Why gang, listen to this very carefully. Stick to the end. Why gang, you are not bored, you are just distracted from your potential. Listen. Why gang, I see most people say I'm bored. I don't have anything to do with my time. That's a lie. Listen, why gang, there's a lot of things in this lifetime you can do. There's no way you can just be bored. It won't happen. It can't. There's something you're avoiding, or there's an excuse you are making. This is why you're distracted from your potential. Listen, why gang, there's something I've noticed. People who say I'm bored, it's most people who don't do anything with their lives. It's the people who are just walking around the streets, having no ambitions or any drive in their lives. Those are the people who mostly say I'm bored. You can't be bored. Listen, why gang, you're so distracted. This is why, you can't see your potential. This is why you avoid your potential. You are distracting yourself with cheap dopamine. Those instant gratification, activities, those distract you from your potential. You only chase the cheap dopamine. This is why you quickly get bored. You only chase instant gratification. This is why you quickly get bored. It won't happen a human being. It's impossible. You can't be bored. I'm not saying you can't just sit and relax, but saying bored is extreme. There's no way you are bored. There's something you're avoiding. There's a man who once said back in those days, he was like, do something. We're like, nah, we are all bored. He's like, there's no way. There's only something to do. There's something you're running away from. Listen, why gang, you are not bored. You are distracted from your potential. People just give names, to silly activities. For the fact that you're bored, you're just distracted. You're just blocking yourself to reach your fullest potential. You're just sugarcoating what's happening. This is why you're giving it names. Like, oh, I'm bored. No. You're a pathetic person. You lack something. You lack drive. You don't want to do something because you make excuses. This is why you're bored. You are lazy. You are not ambitious. You are not driven. This is why you're bored. Let me give you all an example. It's like saying David Gordons is bored. I'm sure you all know who David Gordons is. It's like saying David Gordons is bored. How can that man be bored? He has a lot of things he has to do in that day. He has a list that he compiled. Goals that he has to achieve in a certain week. How can you be bored from that? You also have something. You also have something to do. You are also a human being. I'm not saying you're just empty, but you are distracting yourself with cheap dopamine. You are giving yourself silly excuses why you shouldn't do this. This is why you'll always remain bored. And if you are comfortable with being bored, just know you'll always remain in that position. There's no way, why gang, a man who's driven or a lady who's driven, to a certain goal saying I'm bored. It can't happen. There's only something to do in this lifetime. Unless you are relaxing and resting. But if you do that consistently, just resting, relaxing, it's no more resting and relaxing. What are you resting from? If you say resting, which means you did some work. But if you're just sitting without doing some work, you are lazy. You are making silly excuses why you don't want to perform this activity. This is why you give it names. I'm bored. The word I'm bored is just an excuse. There's no way you are bored. If you don't have anything to do, that's your fault. No one else's fault. You're just giving, you're just giving your laziness a name. I'm bored. You're not driven. There's nothing you're focusing on. This is why you're saying I'm bored. There's no way you're bored. Why gang, listen to this. There is no way you are bored. There's a lot of things in the internet you can surf. There's a lot of skills you can learn. You can hit the gym and exercise. You can meditate. There's a lot of things you can do in this era we're in. It's not the olden days era where we just used to play with mud and shit like that. But now, the list goes on. I'm not even trying to tell you what you must do. You know what you must do. You know what you on. You know the activity you want to pursue. So, since you know that, there's no way you're bored. There's no way you can be like, nah, I'm just bored. There's nothing. You're just distracted. There's a cheap dopamine you're after that makes you bored. Example, social media. So, TikTok is one of the boring social media I've ever seen. It makes you bored quick because you are running for cheap dopamine. You just want quick things. You see those short videos you get on TikTok. Yeah, it's short dopamine. It's instant gratification. You just watch 10-second videos, go to the next, you can't focus, for a long time. This is why you get bored quickly. This is why you get distracted. You have short span of attention. You can't focus for, the longest time. This is why you quickly get bored. This is why you are distracting yourself from your, fullest potential. There's no way you're bored. You're just distracted. Bored is another word of laziness. Because in your mind runs every day. Your mind calculates everything. Even if you're just sitting down doing nothing. There's a lot of things that has to be done in that day. Your mind is just calculating that. But your body, you must control it. So if you won't be able to do that, you are lazy. There's no way you're bored. You're just distracted from your potential. Why gang? Remove that mindset. Remove that mindset of bored. You're just distracted from your potential. There's a lot of activities you can pursue. There's a lot of skills you can learn that can actually, make you win. If you focus, you research, you execute. But if you won't be able to do that, you'll always remain bored. Trust me. Keep that in mind. But man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and turn on those notifications bell so you can see next time I drop. I repeat that. Again, for those who forgotten, tap on the kid down in that description, my social, TikTok and IG, including my email. I repeat that. Again, moves are coming. Love you, gang.